Hi, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, I'm currently on a road to 30. I've been posting a video or live every single day until I turn 30, which is in August. So I've been doing really good. I've been doing really good. So it's not just me, it's Pimpella as well. She's just out here and she just wants to say hello. So yeah, we're both just gonna be here. Anyways, please subscribe. I was trying to get to 300 before the year is over, but it just stopped growing. So I don't know. Y'all don't like the daily verses of the Psalms I post, I guess. But anyways, I came on here. I feel like it is so dirty. Hold on. Let me see if I can give it a little wipe down. It's probably probably because I'm in the closet. I don't know. Is this better? I don't know. Anyways. I didn't know exactly what I wanted to talk about first. First, I was like, I'm going to talk about the joy I've been getting in motherhood recently because I saw something Daxton did today. And boy, is he embracing being a toddler. But that's not the point. I saw something that he did today, and it was just, I wanted to talk about the amazingness of that, and then I also wanted to talk about grief. So, as this holiday season is here, I've been thinking about my dad a lot lately. So, for those who don't know, which majority of you guys probably don't know, my mom is my closest parent. My dad, yes, I know he did love me, but we didn't have that beautiful father and daughter relationship that I wish we would have had. That doesn't mean I did not love him. And of course, that does not mean he did not love me. I was his only child, and I was the daughter that he wanted. So that's that, right? And he had me later on in life. He was 42 when I was born. So he basically, everything he did provision wise, everything he did was ultimately for my benefit. So I understood that. It was just the relational part that was missing between he and I. So as an adult, we worked on it a lot because as I gave my life to Christ and I understood the power of the relationship between people, between parents, between all of these things, I realized I really wanted to work on my relationship with my father. Like, that was super, super important to me because I feel like if his and I, relationship don't really work out, then nothing is really going to make sense to me, or I'm going to question God on a lot of things, right? And so my 25th birthday, which was in 2018, yes, was 2018. Lord have mercy, math right now. My 25th birthday, he sends me, at this time, we're kind of communicating a little bit more. I'll send him a voice note here and there. You know, Caribbean people, we love using WhatsApp. So he would travel back and forth to Haiti a lot. So WhatsApp was like the main communication. And so I would send him a note here and there. He would send me a note here and there. So we were working on it. We were just doing little small check-ins. It wasn't like lengthy conversations. And so, my 25th birthday, he sent me this long message about how much he loved me, how I was the greatest thing to ever happen in his life, and just that was the best gift that day. Well, one of the best gifts, because Joseph did an amazing thing too, but that was one of the best gifts that day. And so let me see if I could put this here. Don't mind my closet. My closet look a mess, child. Ooh, all right. And so while all that is going on, the months go by, and that same year, that's when I did not know that Joseph, had a conversation with my dad, to ask me for his hand, to ask for my hand in marriage. He asked my dad for permission, basically. He asked both my parents. I did not know that. And so Joseph had planned a trip to Tennessee. This is where he was going to propose to me. And he proposed to me on Christmas Eve 2018. And I know my mom had told my dad everything that was going to happen and all this other stuff. So I was kind of sad that my dad wasn't there as well, but it's okay. So a few days, so I was kind of salty about that. I was super happy that I now had a fiance, all that, right? And, but I was also a little bit bitter because I was like, dang, why hasn't he told me anything yet? Why hasn't he congratulated me yet or anything like that? And so I was happy, but I was upset at the same time. And I was just like, I just want him to tell me, congratulations or whatever. So, what, 2 weeks? 2 weeks go by, and I reach out to him, telling him how hurt I was, right? And he never got back to me because he died that day. He passed away that day. He didn't get a chance to hear the message. But that was soul crushing. That was soul crushing. The way it happened, very unexpected. And all of that was around the holiday season, New Year time. So I always think about him during this time. And grief is just funny. So one of my friends now, her mother just passed away a few weeks ago. And about 2 days ago, I was telling her, just try to remember your mom. I know it's a sad time, it's your first Christmas without her and things like that. But whatever it is that whenever you can, think of the things that make you smile, that make you just smirk, to just push through those tears sometimes. And yes, you're allowed to cry, and yes, you're allowed to feel, but think of the joyous times too. And I've been doing that with my dad, especially because of this holiday season. In Miami, there's this thing called Santa's Enchanted Forest, where it's basically just a beautiful amusement park, trees, food. Just think about like a Christmassy Six Flags. It's a big event, and he was the first person that took us there. And I was telling Joseph about that story, how he was just driving home from work and he heard about it, and he took me, my mom, and I think I think Claudia was with us. I don't know. And we didn't know where we was going. It was so far, and he was just so excited. That's how my dad was. Like, he wouldn't even say anything. He just took us, right? So we were totally unprepared, and yeah, we were totally unprepared. And we just went and we had such a great time. And like, it was things like that he would do. Like, although the relationship aspect between my father and I wasn't the greatest, it was just like, it was simple. It was certain things that he do that certain memories come back, and it makes me happy. It makes me happy because it's just like, he was trying. I just didn't see it, and my grief have gone from sadness to anger, and now I'm in a point of grief where it's somewhat joyous, which is weird, right? It is somewhat joyous because now when I think of him, I don't think of like the sadder things or things that make me angry. I think of the good things that he did, and I try to highlight him in such an amazing way. So as his like death anniversary is coming up, it gets a little harder for me. And I think what also makes it hard for me is how I was told that he died. And I don't, and I know it's, as a Christian, I know how important it is to forgive. And I've just have a hard time. I think this is the first time I'm saying this out loud. I don't think I have forgiven my aunt, my dad's sister, for sharing that news with me. Like, I remember the day to the T, and it pisses me off because how dare you? So that morning I sent him the message. I went to work. I just did not feel good. I just felt like something was off that day. And so I told my manager, I was like, I'm going to go home. I went to the Chinese spot to get some food. I went home. I had talked to my mom. I was like, yeah, I'm not feeling good, whatever. And she was like, okay, well, call me when you get up. So I know that you feel better, because I live in a different state than my mom. So she always wanted to make sure that I was okay or whatever and stuff. So I woke up. I did feel a little bit better, but not all the way. And I see my aunt calling my phone. And usually I try not to talk to her because she talks a lot. But I was like, man, I don't want to keep ignoring her or whatever. So I was like, hey, such and such. And then she was like, she started screaming. She started screaming. She was like, oh, yours, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. You're dead. Oh my gosh. I'm like, what is she talking about? You're dead. He's gone. He's not here anymore. Oh. Speaking Creole, speaking English. You're dead. Your dad is dead. You're dead. Like, this is what this lady is telling me over the phone. I could laugh about it now, but that's not how you tell somebody is dead. That's the horrible way to tell somebody is dead. And so she goes on. I'm like, okay. I hung up, and I'm very confused. So immediately I called my mother. And who answers my phone? My mom's phone? My sister. So I knew something was wrong, because why my sister answering her phone? Why my sister in Miami? So I was like, hey, such and such just called me, and she just told me something, and I'm trying to figure out if it's true. And then my sister was like, what did she say? She said, such and such died. Well, my dad died. I don't know why I said such and such. She was like, my dad died. And my sister's like, she was silent for a second, then you hear her start crying. She was like, yeah. And I was like, what? I'm like, I'm going to call you back. So I hang up, and I think at the moment I'm trying to figure stuff out. I'm still on a high of getting engaged. New Year just come along. I'm angry with my dad because he didn't say congratulations. Wow. I just vented my frustrations on how I'm working on my relationship with him, and it's getting to such a beautiful place. So why didn't he say congratulations to me? And I sent him that message, and I'm like, and now y'all telling me he did? So much to process. And I'm like, God, what? All this processing was like in seconds in my head. Immediately I called Joseph. The first time, he didn't answer. I called Joseph a second time, he didn't answer. At this point, he was at a different department. I was about to call the number he told me to never call unless it was an emergency. But I was like, Lord, let this man answer the phone. I call him a third time, because they do like briefs at work. I called him a third time, and he answered. And I was like, babe, Fonz just died. Because I never called my dad by, I always called my dad by his first name. I was like, Fonz just died. And I'm crying on the phone. And he's just like, what? He's like, all right, I'm coming. And so, and mind you, he just got to work. And so he comes or whatever. He comes to the apartment. I kind of calmed down a little bit. And when he came to the apartment, I started crying with him and all this other stuff. He did not. Shout out to Joseph. No, for real. Shout out to him, because from the moment he came until the moment he took me to the airport to fly to Miami, that man did not leave my side at all. Like, he took a couple of days off of work and everything to be by my side until I went to Miami so I would be able to go to Haiti, because my dad died in Haiti. And shout out to that man. See, that's why he my husband now. Shout out to him. But I was going somewhere with this. Oh yeah, so anyways, grief is just, I don't know if there's ever going to be a point in time where it's just like, okay, I'm officially over that person dying. I think it's just in different waves, and sometimes they become a beautiful memory. I think it's important to grieve however that relationship was to you, if that's something that was important to you. But I feel like I'm at this space now of thinking of my father in such a beautiful way, in such an honorable way, because how my relationship has been growing with Christ. And so I'm able to see his death as not like me being angry anymore, me being sad anymore. It's just like, nah, he really tried. Like, my dad did this. And like, I'm literally only thinking of like the good things. And it doesn't erase the, the relational things that I missed between he and I, but I've kind of learned from it so I could teach other people, or when I come across other people that still have, like, women that still have their fathers in their life, and I'm just like, nah, work on it. Because, me and my dad didn't have that final chapter, that final closing that I would have loved and would have liked, because I feel like there was so much more that was kind of taken. But through prayer, through crying, through grieving, through all of these things, I'm just able to thank God that I had a dad who cared. I had a dad who loved me. I had a dad that was just awesome. And I may not enjoy the holiday seasons all the time, and I may seem like the Grinch or whatever. And there's sometimes I look at Daxton and I'm just like, dang, I wish he would have known you. Like, I would have loved to see that relationship between you guys, but everything's in God's will, Everything's in his time. Yeah, so I'm gonna just end it on that. That's all I wanted to share. It's about to be 20 minutes of me just talking. Let me go feed my child and myself. All right, I love you guys, but Jesus loves you most. Bye.